Hello, Susanna Lobez here, actor turned barrister turned broadcaster turned true crime writer, and proud member of Sisters in Crime Australia. Welcome to the Scarlet Stiletto Bites podcast. For over 30 years now, Sisters in Crime Australia has supported our women crime writers, both true crime and fiction, and some criminal literary talent has been unearthed. Among many awards, there's an annual prize for short crime fiction, the Scarlet Stiletto Awards. And for those of you who prefer your stories by ear, in 2023 we commenced this podcast series, Scarlet Stiletto Bites, to celebrate the Sisters' 30th anniversary. Each story is short, but not always sweet. Expect twisted tales, quirky humour, and a frisson of feminism. Please support us by following, sharing, reviewing, and generally spreading the word. We have no paywall. Narrating verse always unnerves me a little, but the themes in today's story in verse seem tied together in a field of flowers. Poppies by Kylie Fox, Scarlet Stiletto Innovation Prize 2010. In, out, under, over, one stitch and then another. My final stitches in this life. Death will arrive soon. I will embrace him, invite him. Death needs not an open door, for he has a key I have provided. In, out, under, over, thread the crimson silk, each stitch intricate, yet this simplest of flowers forever more mark time, like no clock on the mantle ever could. This clock marks not the hours, not the meaningless minutes, the minutes we waste counting time in trifles. Instead, the days that are idle, in limbo while I wait. The days I spent waiting for his return, for I always knew he would. Someday, somehow, they would never take him. He would always find his way home to me, home to our bed and our Glenn Miller records. He would dance with me again. A rat, they called him, but he was never that. They called him a hero, in that they were right. He survived. He returned. The telegram that came to so many never arrived for me. Another stitch, marking time, another poppy on the quilt, another day without him. 726 poppies. Then no more, not for all these years, until now. This time I knew there was no coming back. The enemy was far too strong, armed not with tanks or machine guns. It infiltrated from within, attacking his very core, the centre where I live. Gone. Forever. There will be no return. He lay staring at the ceiling, my name no longer a memory, no concept of life or our love. He is the vegetable I spoon-feed him. He is a shell, nothing, no one. Not a hero this time. Not the rat they called him before. There will be no parade, no hero's welcome. This time he's not coming home. He dances forever now in those faraway poppy fields to a tune all his own. The records don't reach him anymore, nor my voice, my touch. though the spark in his eye when I crawl in beside him makes me wonder if I exist in the recesses of his fragmented mind. Do I live on yet, in his mind and his memory? Death wants to take him away, separate us again, steal him from my bed, my arms, like I have been stolen from his mind. "Edith," he says, "you'll forget his pills or mix them up. You know you can't confuse your pills with his." As though I'm a fool, a child. 97 days, 97 more poppies, each stitched with care, the same care I take, doling out his pills and mine. For what end, anyway, I wonder? Will the pills stitch his frayed brain? Will they bring him back to me? Never. He's gone, and so I go on stitching, marking time. But no more. Death will arrive soon, to take him from me, to a special place, he says, where they can care for him properly, tend to his every need. But they know nothing of his needs. That is my domain. He came back for me. What can they do that I cannot? It's all just the power over life and death. But have it his way, I am no match for him with his fancy suits and flashy cars. But he couldn't keep her happy. My darling Sarah, the joy of our lives, born 6 months after we wed. She was early, I told them. Early? At 8 pounds? I told my Sarah he was no good, all show and no substance. She scoffed, laughed. "Mum, you're so silly." He gave her substance, but no sustenance, and it was the substance that killed her. Now he's coming. A final act of cruelty. He'll take John from me too. Take my life away if I don't stop him. When John came back, more than 6 decades past, we swore never another night, not a night alone, never a night without "I love you," to sleep in a cold bed, and we held true. Oh, how we'd laugh, dancing into the wee hours, him twirling me, me kissing him, never a moment wasted, no need for another stitch, not a stitch of time wasted. Snuggled beneath the quilt, a reminder of time lost, time spent alone, each night entwined beneath the poppy field, and now death says no more. If I had more fight in me, things could be different. If John only knew, this would never be allowed. He'd fought off the Germans. He'd fight off the germ. But I'm old. My face, once silk smooth, is lined and creviced. Every line earned by a life well lived. My shoulders are hunched, my legs veined and shaky. I am no match for him. The bags are all packed, the rest left in boxes. Our lives, so rich and full, now packed in cardboard. Not much to show when you condense it like that. None of it matters, though. Only my ring and the quilt, the Glenn Miller records, our memories. One stitch over under, snip the thread, the final thread. The last poppy on my quilted field, my last night without him. Time for the pills. Who says I'd forget? I know which is which not to mix. The pink one's only for sleeping, never for John. Pop mine in my mouth, slide down my throat, parched, arid as desert. The glass of water, a mirage. Crush his onto a spoon and force him to swallow. His throat works automatically. Does he know? Does he care? Climb into bed, the quilt to snuggle under, wrestle John's arm around my shoulders. A final embrace before he knocks on the door, walks down the hall, tries to take John away. Eyes sag with weariness. One last glance round the room. Death is here. I am tired. Edith, it's me. Like it would be anyone else. It is death I await. Death walks in, but he doesn't know it. Not yet. He thinks he is life. He will inherit, he is sure. No need the fancy suits, just flashy cars and flashier girls. Not another day's work. He'll live on our money. My final joke on him. He'll never find a cent. Gone. All of it. Given away. A friend, a hospital, the deserving. Death wears corduroy. Who'd have thought? Brown corduroy and tie. He smiles, or leers, the reaper's grin. Have you had your pills, Edith? Given John his yet? Head raises from the pillow, a slight shake. No. No, of course not. This is why, Edith. You just can't do it. Cajoling, wheedling. Another glass of water, little pills in hand. I swallow, watch as John's throat works. His are gone too. Never mix the pills, I say. Death eyes me curiously, shakes his head, dismissed. The ramblings of an old woman. Police here soon, I slur. Head fuzzy, words too hard. Sleepy, so sleepy. No, Edith, not police. Ambulance, remember? Take John to his new home. Bored with me, the kettle boils. A coffee for himself, a distraction, an excuse to leave this room. Death can't be faced with his own ageing, his own mortality. My head on John's chest, his breathing slowing down. Mine too, I supposed. I love you, John. No more poppies, okay? No more stitching. Our quilt is done. Never apart again. We promised, remember? Whispered words, final sentiments. Death didn't see this coming. So smug, so cocky. He's trying to kill us, I told them. Did they believe? Probably not. Would they now? Oh, yes. We cheated death. Darkness settles in. My body heavy, my head light, soul lifting, rising from the bed, hands entwined with John's. My hair flowing again, shoulders straight, face smooth, an eternal smile. He in uniform, so handsome. His medals gleaming, polished for his parade, his homecoming, coming home to me again. Hand outstretched, the band strikes up. Dance with me, Edith. His voice resonates. We float, we sink. I don't know which. Dance with me in the poppy fields. Forever. The end. Thanks so much for listening. We'd love to get your feedback and we'd love to reach more listeners. Our website is sistersincrime.org.au and our email address is admin@sistersincrime.org.au. Until next Friday then, when we bring you another scintillating story from Australian women crime creative.